Yes. Okay, good morning. Good morning. It's Vic here at Vic Saga 68. Thanks for appearing. And what I wanted to do this morning, I'm saying good morning. It's got to be morning somewhere. And it might be morning where you are. The videos that I do here recently, these are in my house, okay? And what occurred to me when I'm dealing with guns in the house is where did, I think back my early farm boy experience, and everybody had guns in the house. On the farm, back in the Midwest, everybody, I think everybody had a shotgun or a octagon barrel 22 behind their door in the kitchen. And then there were other guns also. But it's so funny, this is not, it depends on whether were you a farm kid or a city kid. Oh my God. And city kids were a whole different thing. It was like, they'd come out and they'd have other things in their house, they'd have like pianos and stuff. And so it was always interesting dealing with people who weren't used to people with guns in the house. Like that was a strange thing. Well, to me it was kind of funny if they didn't have any. It was like they didn't have this main thing in their house. At any rate, as the years rolled by, for crying out loud, you travel across the country, and you at my age, over 40, you start looking back on decades and different times and different places. And I can remember going to the East and in Boston, talking to some people there and befriending and being friends with them. And somehow somebody said, I mentioned a gun. My brother had a 10 gauge hammer double barrel shotgun, and set it in the corner of the house. And I said, in the house? Did you have a gun in the house? And it was like, well, yeah. And it was like, whoa, you had guns in the house? It was like, well, yeah, yes. And that was just the beginning of this interrogation. Now that they knew this about me, it's like there's no end to to how I might turn out, right? So yeah, we had a lot of guns. You grew up with rules, gun rules, and like this is a little pistol BB gun, and one of the rules that was absolute was you didn't ever bring a gun across somebody like that. Okay, you never did that. You do that with even a toy gun, cap gun. I had a lot of cap guns, and you get close to bringing it across somebody, and whap, you get whapped in the back of the head by one of your brothers real quick. That this was a rule that you just didn't do this, all right? And nobody did that. Nobody did this thing, and you see it all the time on in the movies and everything, and it's like a show of disdain for everything. And it's like, oh, perfect, yeah. But not then. And so you grew up with this thing, with this attitude. It's funny because after all that time, even when I have a drill, okay, I tend to, I can't bring it across like that, across somebody. I'll go like this or go down. That's with a drill, for crying out loud. So anyway, you learn ways of behaving and you learned them with BB guns. And oh my, it's just, yeah, guns in the house, but you have rules, very strict and serious rules about those guns. I don't think they were ever loaded then. Okay? I think my brother Dave would make sure. I can remember before bringing them in the house, we unloaded them out on below the steps. Okay? And we didn't bring loaded guns in the house. Now that's an interesting, different way. So it wasn't that we needed immediate emergency protection, but we had it for if we needed to. We could certainly load them fast enough. We had the boxes of bullets and all that in the house, but oh my, guns in the house was not a sign of mental deficiency or abnormality or anything like that that you find out later in other societies, urban societies. I'll go especially Eastern urban societies. Oh my God, and it's just the way people were brought up, and when they're brought up differently, it's again a vintage baggage again. That if somebody is over the age of 2, they've had a conditioning of a certain way. I had one great housemate, and she didn't want any guns in the house, so I had to revert over to crossbow pistol, which is very accurate. I could, at 20 feet, I could put 6 arrows, right there, right in that. And so crossbow pistols sufficed for when I have that feeling that I have to protect myself. You wonder where that comes from. Some of us were raised during early times of conflict, and those first 6 years possibly stay in the back of your mind that you need to protect yourself. So, at any rate, I certainly am not a professional, and I have my own ways of trying to deal with what is necessary in order to protect myself and a loved one if necessary. And I also know my own limitations. I'm a little old man, okay, and I can do some things, but it's good to know that if the chips were down, you could take care of the issue, and which brings up the other possible consideration also is that this is not, it's not about being macho about, hey, look at this gun, I've got these guns, No, this is a self-protective, defensive kind of thing. It's like with the when you conceal and carry, you conceal well, and if attacked, you run away. You try to avoid at all possible. Hide, run away, whatever. But when the chips are down, you've got that backup, and it's funny. I enjoy having that. Knowing that worst comes to worst, yeah, I can stand right there and take care of what's necessary. So, at any rate, that is this matter of guns in the house. And I say this is my house, and this is where I'm talking from. And we had a lot of rules in those days about handling guns. And it's so interesting over the decades, being with other groups. And it took courses down in Florida when I was there, back in the 2010 and all that. And it was interesting what people don't know. And currently also, again, I get worried about people who, hey, they're a little bit worried, so they buy a handgun. Fine. That can easily be used on them quite effectively, unless they know exactly, and unless they practice, and unless they put a number of things together, and what I call in another presentation, bonding with it, so that it becomes really you become one with it. And so it's funny, that's what we did as kids. God, we so well knew these, like our BB guns. I say my brother got me a Benjamin pump, which was fantastic. 2 pumps that would go through a cardboard box, 4 pumps that BB would go through a tin can, 7 pumps. Now you're talking. This was pretty lethal. It's just a BB, and a single shot, and you fill your mouth with BBs and put one at a time in there, and then you have the capability of doing some damage there. But also what would happen was, for crying out loud, I think of the you bicycle over with other kids together at this one hill, and you have the Battle of Bunker Hill. I can still see to this day that BB coming in the air. I rose up to just, we had a rule, don't shoot anybody above the belt. When they're laying down, hiding behind something. Yeah, right. So I remember rising up to shoot this kid, a good friend, and just then I can still see that BB in the air coming right there. It was just, man, it was in between me and them. They were like 50 feet away. And I up, saw it, and kept the movement going down, and that thing just, it was just a BB, but wow, stupid things, stupid kids. And so if your parents don't let you have a BB gun, so you can do some amazing things. And Brother Dale, he found that, well, let's see, you could get 22 shells in a hardware store then. And so you get 22 shell. Now, what's that going to do? You don't have a rifle. That's okay. You can dig a hole in a post, stick it in there, and get back and shoot it with a BB gun. And it'll fire. This was exciting. He could do one better. And he found he could put it on the end of his BB gun and shoot it, and rim fire. The BB hit the rim, and you fire. It's just like having a 22 almost, But one windy day, puts it on there, it starts blowing, and so he has to shoot it real quick before it falls completely off. It must have fallen a little bit off, and just then when he fired, it fired, and to this, for the rest of his life, he had this, nowadays we have earrings and holes and all that kind of stuff in everybody's earlobe. He had one early. It was from that 22 round. Can you believe it? Okay, that close. And so, what you can do with a BB gun, and it's kind of neat that after we were allowed to have 22s, then things actually got a little safer. You didn't have to be so inventive, but at any rate, those little things do happen. And this idea of not having dogs, not having guns, not having things in the house, can stunt your growth, in my opinion. But again, that's parenting. You can't tell. At any rate, one of the great things about 22s and BB guns and all that stuff is what's called plinking. And on YouTube, and I don't know whether I'm supposed to talk about other YouTubers or not, but for plinking, I love to watch Hickok 45, okay, because he's plinking with Winchesters, 94s, and Walther 380 PPKSs, and all sorts of stuff. And I can watch it forever because it's just like being with my brothers and neighbors, and we're out there on the farm. We had a sand hill quite a ways, and it was you could just shoot everything. It was a sand hill that you take your stuff to junk to throw in there, so it's filled with all sorts of stuff for targets. It was beautiful. At any rate, plinking is a wonderful thing, and I highly recommend it for growing up. Yeah, so just wanted to mention this as far as that element of a gun in the house is a standard in my book, in my opinion, and I think probably 90% of the farm people would probably agree, and probably 90% of the urban people would say no way. And it's funny, I did see some gun collections of people who were city slickers, okay, and oh my God, this one house was mainly criminals, and so they had the meanest, nastiest guns you ever. So, yeah, that's none of those guns should be in the house. They shouldn't be, and these people shouldn't even have access to them. How did they get them? Anyway, that's a whole nother story, and I needn't get into it. And this was just about our own things that we live with in the house, and what happens in the house stays in the house? Not always. What happens in the barn stays in the barn? Not always. One last anecdote, or I don't know what to call it, just a dote. So older brother had a birthday, and he comes in from milking. Mom had made him a nice cake, and he comes in, but he's got this young heifer with him that has its head in this mineral in the bucket that you put the vitamins and minerals in to help them grow better, but they get addicted to it. So in comes Brother Dave with the cow, coming right in on the porch, into the kitchen. Mom's screaming, Dad's yelling. The cow doesn't know what to do. It's in the kitchen now. It starts backing up, and there's hardly room, and its butt goes into my bedroom. I'm in the bedroom behind the cow, and it just then, of course, the cow lifts its tail. It's nervous, and out comes plop, plop. Oh, perfect. Missed my shoes, at least. Finally, the cow gets taken out. Dave's going back with it to the barnyard. Mom and Dad both, just like lightning. Mom grabs the candles, shoves them in the plops. Dad lights the candles. Dave comes back in, proud of his little joke, and we all sing to him with the candle lighted plop. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. Any rate, yeah, what the things that farm people have in their houses, other than guns, might be even worse. Any rate, hey, thanks for punching in here or tuning in to my little channel, and the next one might be a little bit more rational dialogue on holsters, types of holsters and that kind of stuff. I want to do one also. The snow is just right. It's like 2 and 3 inches. It's perfect for mountain trail snow biking, and I want to get into that. But anyway, thanks for visiting this morning. And if you feel like it, punch in subscribe and punch in like if you did. And that's probably enough. Thanks again for being on Vic Saga 68. Vic here, and my coffee is still warm. Catch you later.